This is Dungeon Not Included, the actual play podcast for the adventurous listener. You are listening to our game of Bulldogs, a sci-fi adventure RPG from Galileo Games. Brennan is your GM and host, Frank plays Sticky, Alex plays Growlcolm McGruff, and Red plays San Ming. Our theme music is by Seamus Ronan.
Previously on Dungeon Not Included, we had gone to the planet Yol in order to pick up some technology from a species of large sentient insects that are actually technology adverse. We had taken this big elevator down to pick up the cargo, and a storm came in. So we hid inside of a hut with some very friendly locals. And before we left, I was handed a religious text from the Yolanites, which has proven to be very interesting.
Cool. So you are bringing this stuff back up to your ship. It's this weird sort of wooden technology. The technology is all hidden away in wooden cabinets and looks all very organic. The place that you're supposed to deliver this to is a giant shipbuilding port called Armada Works, which is the premier shipbuilding port in the frontier zone.
Stick. So the next stop is to take this to Armada Works. Do we have any idea how far that is, or how long our journey is going to be from here to there?
Well, I'm already bored, so this is going to be very long. But if you're talking about like actual time instead of stick time, we're going to have to ask San. San, can you let us know how long this trip's going to be and how insufferable I have to be?
You can just not be insufferable, but I will tell you the measured length of time that it's going to take. And for that, I'm going to do a piloting roll.
I should probably log into Roll20, shouldn't I?
That might help. I rolled a 4, so pretty good.
Wait. If Brennan isn't logged in, and we all rolled 8s on
he's not in yet. We got a 12.
He
that was
can
amazing.
read the backlog of the chat. You know that, right?
Yeah, he's not going to do that. He's already phoning it in. Look at him. He's like, yeah, all right, sure.
So you got a 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get your ship to Armada Works in about a week.
It's going to take about 7 days.
It's not too bad. We've done.
Oh yeah, that's a problem for everyone. That's about 2.5 months worth of sticky annoyingness. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to start a little early, and I'm gonna start by screaming, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?"
Okay. And San will go to the cockpit and lock herself in.
San, are we there yet? San.
Mutes her comms.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna just try. We haven't heard much from fan favorite Clippy yet.
Flappy. Excuse you. God,
hey.
You are always getting its name wrong. It's really rude.
In all fairness, he said fan favorite, and we all know that he's not actually a fan of this podcast at all.
Yeah. So Flappy. Wow, write your letters. I'm going to see if I can get Flappy to self-destruct just by talking to it.
Really?
Get a little hitchhiker's guide in here.
You're trying to make the AI depressed, is what you're trying to do.
Yes. I want to see if the AI will turn itself off. Just like mute. I'm almost positive I've gotten that to happen on my Google. My Google Home has eventually said, he's probably not talking to me. And just toned it down. Yeah, I'm sure.
Nice. All right. So you're busy talking to Flappy.
Yes.
And I believe that Flappy got turned on in a way that you couldn't figure out how to turn it off, right, San?
Yeah, for a minute. I mean, Flappy's been going back and forth wildly depending on how well my systems roll goes, so...
Oh, and if I remember correctly, too, I don't know if this reads to the depression of Flappy thing, but I'm pretty sure the last, 6-month haul we did, I had Growlcolm basically sitting in there waxing philosophy about good, right, and wrong with Flappy the entire ride, so...
God. Yeah, that's right.
We are basically handing Brennan a ship tries to kill us plotline.
Absolutely.
Listen, Son has never done anything that wasn't on the computer. She hasn't like tried to talk it to death, okay? Like
You
y'all.
have never done anything wrong ever in your life. Yeah.
I know this and I love me.
Yeah. No. I think you are equally to blame.
Yeah,
I'm
Son is
sorry. I don't want an
absolutely-
annoying thing telling me how to do my fucking job when I know damn well how to do my job.
Now you know what it's like to be a parent. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you can head on your way towards Armada Works, which lies in an asteroid field in a distant solar system.
Mm-hmm.
And how is everybody occupying their time during the trip, apart from Sticky, who I already know what he's doing?
Well, Growlcolm is last long trip we did actually was after Growlcolm, I believe, got his butt kicked, and he spent the whole time practicing with his knife, like frustrated in there.
Oh, right.
And I think this time, because he has this religious text and he's just had a good meal and he's actually feeling pretty good about himself, he's going to spend that week or so kind of locked away with this new book, reading up on this religion. But for those who don't remember, it's a text from a species of from the Yolanites who don't believe in the convenience of technology. They're opposed to technology. So as an engineer, this should be fairly interesting stuff. But Growlcolm finds this stuff very interesting because he's built his entire life, a life that he's not exactly happy with, around being pretty good with technology. So I think he's going to sit there and read that for a little while and kind of contemplate some more.
Okay. And possibly convince himself that it's a bad idea to be good at technology.
We'll have to wait and see how these proverbs affect him or anything.
Yeah, so Son's gonna do what she always does, Pinky, which is try and take over the AI. Make it. I just want it to stop being annoying.
All right. So you're going to make another systems check on it while you were flying?
Yes. -1. Okay. That's great.
All right. Do you want to spend a token on that, or are you going to let it ride?
I only get one. So
I know. Yeah, it's up to you.
I'm gonna let it ride.
Okay. So about halfway through the trip, you manage to shut the ship down, and it comes out of hyperspace in the middle of nowhere.
Okay. Do I know how to turn it back on?
No. You seem to need Flappy's assistance, but Flappy is offline.
Damn it. I'm gonna go to the engineering room and get Growlcolm and say, hey, is there like a mechanical way to turn this thing back on, or
there's probably a mechanical way to do it. It's, you just gotta mess around in there for a little while.
I storm out of my room. I'm like, guys, I think I did it.
uh-huh.
What
So,
exactly
like,
do you think
is that a you know how to fix it, or is that a you might know how to fix it?
Oh, I'd have to take a look at it. I don't know exactly what the issue is. We just stopped, so could be one of many things.
Sure.
But
well, I would appreciate doing that as quickly as possible.
All right. So Growlcolm will go in and he will take a look, and I guess I'll do an engineering roll to see if I can see what's wrong with it.
Okay. So Sticky, now that you've seemingly successfully convinced the AI to kill itself.
I didn't mean it. I just wanted to get depressed a little. I didn't think it was serious. Oh, this is awful. Yeah. So I guess I think I did it. I'm just walking. No one's corrected me yet.
Nice. All right, Growlcolm. Yeah, you can definitely tell that what's happening is that the ship's control system is down. Luckily, life support's still up, so that's good.
So, all right. So, life support is still working out. The ship's control system is down. Now, this is a question for Brennan, because while Growlcolm probably has an idea about this, Alex doesn't. Would this be something that would be a computers-based fix or an engineering-based fix? Because how I go about this next or respond to this is going to that's going to matter. Like, is this something that like it needs to be coded in order to fix it, or is this something I can whack with a wrench and get it going?
You can't get the control system back going without doing some computer work. You could get the ship to operate mechanically if you decide to jury rig a mechanical system to do so.
All right. So as of right now,
there are certain like inefficiencies that will occur.
Oh, absolutely! It's like going from a motorboat to a sailboat and having to deal with losing that. Yeah, I get it. So I can get it to move, but how well it's going to how fast it's going to go, where we want, how accurately it's going to travel, stuff like that's going to be up in the air.
Well, the nav system is kind of out. So
yeah, exactly. So so good news and bad news. The good news is we can get moving. The bad news is I have no idea which way you'd want us to go. And I can't actually. I mean, I can get us limping. I can move us, but I don't know up, down, left, right, any of the 360 degrees you want to turn us. You want us to go, and it's going to need some computer work in order to fix this. I am an engineer, not a computer whiz.
I know computers a little bit, but I'm afraid I'm going to do more damage than help.
I guess, and you up and there's nothing around us, right? There's nothing within view that maybe we could limp
right.
towards.
Yeah, you look out the windows, all you see is stars.
Okay. We need some sort of nav. Or at least. I guess how would constellations work? I guess they wouldn't, right?
Well, it's hard because there's constellations, but then there's relative position to the constellations.
Exactly.
And moving both vertically and laterally and too many directions.
See, so that would require a science check of some kind to.
Let me see what my science is. I don't think I have it.
Well, can I throw out? Can I try and convince you that I could try something? I would like to throw this out as an option to the GM. I have survival. Would being able to at least get a basic idea of some basic constellations be something that you would use for survival for? Like if you were, like I would argue on Earth in real life, if I were trapped in the woods and I had a stat called survival, part of that would be able to find the North Star constellations and get general relative direction. If I roll high enough on survival, would it be reasonable to expect one of these people that Growlcolm might recognize something? Would that be totally unreasonable as a survival?
No, I'll allow that.
I mean, I expect it's got to be good. It can't just be like a 1. But
no, it's going to be much more difficult than it would be with science, and this wouldn't be easy with science to begin with. So,
can I take the roll and see what happens?
Yeah.
All right. I got a 1. So
you got a 1.
I recognize there are stars. I do see stars.
So we have a copy of those star charts, right? Like a drive, or is it just in our systems?
It's in the system, which is down.
Yeah. If we had like a flash drive with it, I had an idea, but we don't. So.
No, you've never had to have you have actually you do have that disc with that
the corrupted copy.
Oh, yeah.
Or Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. And I assume we have like handheld devices of some kind, right?
Yeah, you
that
could even
could
plug it into the ship's computer and view it. It's just
yes.
that it's not the ship's systems are just not working.
Yeah. Normally, we have a very smart AI that does the sciencing for us, but we
Yes,
turned it
yes.
off.
But if we have the star chart,
Oh yeah, I'm a
And-
scientist. I can figure it out. Just give me the encyclopedia. I'll figure it out. Yeah, put it up. I could do surgery if I've got a visible man. Let's do this.
I did plan the course, so I know the general path we're on. So could I possibly like try and search on here to see where it lines up?
You could possibly do that.
What would that be?
I'm going to say this would be, since you're trying to do hand calculations again, it's science.
Science? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a hell of a lot easier using this than it would be looking out the window, though. I'll tell you that.
Yes. Well, let's see what happens. -1 again. Oh, I sure do love can we have 2 crew pool or still just 1?
You still have 1.
One.
Would y'all be cool with me using crew pool on this?
Well, okay. Before you
I
do,
only have
no.
1 fate point.
So
So
here's
if I
the
use both
question.
of them, that can get me to a 3.
Sure, absolutely. But here's the question, Red.
hmm
With what we're going to get out of this crew pool point in terms of information, do you think it's enough to risk not having that crew pool for anything else on this trip? Because
I mean,
if we're
I'm just gonna say, like,
yeah,
I only have 1 fate point, and I'm gonna spend
Sure.
that first, right?
Hmm.
But I doubt a 1 is gonna be enough, Brennan. Can I verify that?
Yeah, verify. You can verify that 1 will not be enough.
Yeah, so I need the crew pool if I'm gonna do this, or we can just fudge this roll and say no.
I mean, honest, it's totally. I'm cool with you using it if you want to, but for you to lose your 1 point and for us to lose this crew point before we've even gotten to our next location, because we don't refresh this stuff usually until after we've finished a mission. That's how we've been playing it so far. We may have a lot more to go before this is over.
Well, I can refresh my personal fate points by being a dumbass, so
That's true. That is true. And if this situation is going to lend us to anything, it's going to be being dumbasses.
exactly.
No, I think we should wait. We should save it for an idea where we have a better chance of doing well. I think this
Okay.
is already putting us in a
Okay.
bad place.
Can I make a suggestion? Or Growlcolm's gonna
Sure.
make a suggestion. So I know that we have a particular computer system attached here that seems to be down. Is it possible that either a backup portion of the AI or the nav systems or any sort of gyroscopic nav is available on any of the escape pods? Because they have to be able to get to, when we launch them, they have to be able to go somewhere. They just don't go in a straight line infinitely, I believe. Right? So they may have something inside them, whether even if it's just like the most basic level of nav, we might be able to do something with that.
They're attracted to the nearest habitable planet, so that implies that they have some kind of database we might be able to use. So let's see.
If nothing else, we can launch it and follow it.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, you could try to patch those into your computer, your ship system.
Since it's outer space, could we tie a rope to the pod, launch it, and have it tow us to the nearest?
We're so stupid.
We're all idiots. Yeah, it's
God,
like,
true.
we're
it's
the
zero
dumbest people
gravity.
playing a
It's like-
podcast on the internet. Podcasting,
escape
a
pods tow us to
sci-fi
the
game.
nearest
We don't know how anything. If I tie a rope around my friend and I throw him really hard,
Well, the
across
pod
the
did
bridge?
launch, and then like what? It's not gonna. There's no resistance. It's space, right?
I'm 100% on
Except
board. Don't
you
get me
have
wrong.
let me say, so how the math works as a physics student in university is that the ship has its own propulsion, but you have to get the mass moving of the whole ship. And I don't know that the thrusters on the little escape pods are going to be able to do that. I mean,
Well,
they will
then we could-
eventually, but it'll take a while.
We could definitely follow it though. We could send it out and then follow it because I can. I've made it so the ship can limp. We're limping, but so as long as it doesn't go, as long as the pod doesn't go faster than we can go when we launch it,
which we solve by tying it up with a rope.
This is so awful. Let's do it.
We could also worst case too. I mean, the other option, if we really wanted to have a crazy adventure in this, is we just get in the pod and abandon the ship.
No, you remember what happened last time we did that? It left us.
We got it back.
Flappy
That's what happened.
navigated the ship to the nearest port.
And what happens if Flappy suddenly comes back online while we abandon ship?
Well, the same thing.
Same thing.
Exactly.
So exactly. We get our ship back.
Let's not do that.
Okay. All right. You're the captain.
Frank, would you like to make any comments?
Yeah, I know.
Sticky gets out of the bathroom. What? Who?
Stick.
Who's the captain?
I'm pretty sure Stick knows the deal at this point too. So.
That's true.
I feel like captain is an insult in this group. It's like saying you're the one responsible for the screw up this time. You're the captain this time.
Sticky's a captain in the same way Dr. Pepper's a doctor, though. So like,
he's a captain the same way Captain Crunch is a captain. In that he's actually, I think he's like one rank below a captain because he doesn't
Admiral.
He doesn't have enough stripes.
Vice
Admiral Crunch. It's there.
Yeah.
It's in the lore. Look it up.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough stripes to be captain.
Anyway.
Right. Anyway, so what's the plan?
That's what I'm waiting for.
I do think a good plan. If we can't, through engineering alone, remove the brains of one of the escape pods and put it into our ship so that we can go to the nearest inhabitable. Well, actually, I think we may be overdoing it. I think if the escape pod just tells us where the nearest habitable planet is, then we can fly there. I don't know unless we, roll to find out we did terribly. I think that's a sound enough theory without us having to do anything crazy. Although I am on board for tying a rope around the escape pod. But that's what I think we should do.
Does that that sounds like Stick is making a plan, which I'm pretty sure means that he can roll something and we can get don't you have a move for that so we can like have stuff to use later on this if you make that plan?
Yes, I do. And
oh my god.
We're in a 5 with command.
5.
Yes.
Wow.
Who's the captain now, bitches?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what aspects are you putting on this?
I'm going to put on it slow and steady. We're just going to be really careful, which is the opposite of what we've been doing the entire time.
Sure.
Yeah.
And find a safe port.
Nice.
Okay. So we have a couple of aspects that you can use as you're trying to do this ridiculous look up and then go and manually enter things into the cockpit. So
is that what kind of role would that be? Just like
pilot.
Okay. Yep.
Which you're actually good at.
Which I'm actually good at for once. Yeah. That's a 2. And I'll take slow and steady for a 4.
Right, and that means that slow and steady is a
Checked.
free. That's a free invoke, right?
Yeah. So
that puts you at a 4.
mhm.
And you can indeed find a safe port nearby. It is not it is not a planet. It is a spaceport, which is why you can't see it.
All right. Well, that's good enough. And somebody else can fix the system because I don't trust myself to do it.
Understandable at this point. So I'm gonna do what I can to aim the ship and just keep it limping along the way up until we get to that spaceport. How long do you think I got to keep at this, roughly? You doing this
How
for
long
days?
do you have to keep at it?
Yeah, like I don't know what it's gonna take for me to. The way I'm picturing it, we basically have got the engine running, and then he's got some sort of makeshift like rudder system going, where he's like controlling the flaps on any sort of part of the wing or the tail of the ship, any sort of ports. But I'm assuming that he's got to stick with it. It's not something you can just walk away from.
Yeah, no, you're limping along. This space station isn't that far away, but it takes you a whole day to get there.
Okay. So that's what Sticks. Yeah, that what Growlcolm's gonna do. He's got one hand. He's got one hand pulling one thing. He's got one foot pulling another, and he's got his book in his other hand as he's reading away while he's doing it. And while this sucks, he's getting some joy from reading this book and knowing that like what he's doing, where he's using more of his physical brawn to solve a problem rather than relying directly on the machine, is making him a little more at ease. Really, he's got
he's getting converted to this.
He's absolutely got like he's got phrases going through his head like convenience breeds weakness and stuff like that. That accomplishments earned through 4 limbs and mandibles bring warmth through the thorax, not felt by pressing buttons and voicing commands. So
he's feeling some warmth in his thorax.
His thorax and mandibles are feeling great right now.
All right. So you come limping into this port. None of you are particularly veteran spacers from the frontier zone, so you're not familiar with this place. But the transponder signal, the navigational signal that's coming from it, you can read over the escape pod's communications array. Says that it's called telemetry station 067.
Telemetry station 067. Does that mean anything to either of you?
You seen the kind of backwater place I'm from? I have no idea.
Dick?
No.
All right. Well, it may have been a telemetry station at one point. It has a giant communication, like a giant sensor array or a communication array on it, but it looks like it's been converted into living quarters and a spaceport, just generally for travelers like yourself.
All right. So the plan, I assume, is to go see if we can't either pay for or barter some work for them to fix our computers.
Yeah. So you pull in.
So Growlcolm kind of is screaming up to the top, like, "Am I go to the left, the right? What am I do? Tell me when to pull the brake?" As we're like landing this ship that's been hurtling slowly, but he can't see anything. He's in the engineering bay with no computers.
That's right.
So he's just screaming the best he can through the pipes.
Yeah, Sada's like up in the cockpit trying to give you directions while you're doing this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's just it's a big old mess.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Oh! I want to be in a spaceship dangling from outside the vessel, just going a little to the left, a little to the right, the other right.
You're in like the top airlock or whatever.
So do I need to roll anything to bring this in for a landing to like actually not like kill anybody or make sure the ship doesn't crash through
to
anything?
sort of see how much finesse you have with it, I think this will be actually an athletics check.
Athletics? Oh gosh. Yeah. Okay. And it's a 1.
Okay, well, you don't crash it into the station, but you do scrape it in there pretty bad.
Which
is fine. I mean, like your ship has gotten dented up and shot at and stuff already.
Yeah, I mean, with our ship being so top of the line, we're probably doing more damage to the station than we are to our own ship going into this thing. It's like it's like how much damage does butter do to a knife? You
know. So you grind it in, and like the guy who's on the platform is like waving his arms at you. He's a little Tetsuation who are like they're little slug-like creatures with one big eye. And he seems a little distressed at the way that you brought the ship into a landing.
But, I wave friendly to him, well aware that he's in distress, just not caring.
He tethers the ship down and everything once you're there, though, so that it's not going to drift away.
Hey, sorry, buddy. We got a zealot as a pilot. No technology, that kind of garbage. Do you know? Do you know where we could find a giant nerd who can fix computers?
He looks at you with his single giant eye, and he says, "I'm the mechanic and the systems engineer on this station."
Oh, great! Hey guys, we got a nerd.
He doesn't look happy about it.
Come on up. We got something maybe unique to show you. Do AI ever get depressed?
He says no.
Huh. All right. Well, here. Yeah, bring him up to the deck and let him take a look.
Okay. Yeah, he seems a bit appalled when he sees all of the stuff that you've rigged up, Growlcolm.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, besides like the old stuff where like we've ripped doors apart and all that stuff, is right now the engineering bay has got to be a complete mess.
But, yeah, because you've got all these hand systems in there.
Yeah, so we lost all nav and we lost pretty much everything except for life support. So I had to make do. I mean, this is very old fashioned, but I mean, we got us here. So I don't know if there's anything I can help with, whatever engineering repairs need to be done. That's not the problem. The problem we're really having is our computer systems. I don't know if you could take a look and see if there's anything that either needs to be replaced, anything that needs to be fixed. And if you have any advice on any engineering upgrades or easier paths or anything we can do to make this. I'm starting to not like it after this big failure with the computers. I'm starting to not really be as big a fan of relying on this stuff. If there's anything we can do to make this more tactile and user friendly for me down here, it might make things a little easier long term.
And if you could make the AI less overbearing, that would also be great.
Yeah, so exactly. Can you make it so that we have no AI and we organic, wholesome approach to space travel, and also that the AI we have is less overbearing, and also we have no money to pay you? Do all those things. Can you do that?
Well, now nobody said we didn't have money.
Buddy, what's the damage on this?
He says, well, if you go and talk to the station administrator, you may be able to make a deal.
Great. Awesome. Start working on whatever you can. Let's go see if we could convince somebody that we're worth the trouble. Ugh.
Growlcolm stops up in his room and conceals his pistol.
Okay.
Just in case. Don't know this planet, don't know these people. Just having it ready to go. Just
So you all get off the ship and walk towards the administrator.
Yeah. I want a brief
Section.
aside with everyone as we're walking to the vessel, to the administrator. So it sounds like we're not all on the same page here. Growlcolm, what the hell are you talking about?
We just had a single issue with some zeros and ones potentially on this computer, and then found ourselves almost dead in space. And you would be dead if it weren't for my ability to just pull this stuff together. Do you really think we should be having no fail safes on this ship beyond what I can?
But like,
Now, hold
like
on,
a backup computer?
Like,
we weren't almost dead. There was a lot of stuff we could do. First of all, the escape pods were working fine.
that's
And
fair.
secondly,
That's fair. I'm just
secondly,
saying,
we had a lot of rations. We have independent.
Oh no, to be fair, I was going to waste all those rations.
We have independent communications that we could make long-reaching, that we could have contacted help. It wasn't the end of the world.
all right. I still would prefer to have, like, if you go on a motorboat, you usually keep a paddle with you in case the motor dies.
What's the paddle for having a bad computer?
That's what I'm asking, is if there's anything we can do to make it more. I don't want to have to bend like a pretzel inside this ship with makeshift stuff in order to be able to get the ship to move if we ever have a situation where we lose primary functions again. That's all. That's all I'm asking. I'm just looking to see if there's anything we can do to make things easier. Right.
It just sounds like, I don't know, you've been mumbling a lot to yourself lately about your thorax. And
yeah, well, I'm working. I'm working through some stuff, and
sure,
I'm learning some things. That's all. And
right.
I found that, while distressing, kind of therapeutic to not just be throwing some wires together, pushing a couple of buttons, and realizing that I can do something besides just relying on the little tech I know. I can actually do something physical with my hands to solve a problem. Other than killing people, we haven't been doing much of that.
You are an engineer. There are a lot of mechanical solutions that require using your hands.
Absolutely, and I'm saying that I'm getting more used to it, and so we have gotten to a point I feel like we've gotten to a point, especially with a ship this advanced, that most of the work that I'm doing, even when I've been jerry-rigging most of our stuff, it's mainly been tying one wire to another. And that's to get stuff to work. The doors, to get those to work. I mean, the most we've done, I made some great outfits at one point, some armor, but other than that, most of the stuff has been very simple. And I'm actually getting some joy out of moving around some more, getting more physical with the ship around me. And if I can come up with some sort of easy to do system that allows me to work with my hands in the ship, I don't see why that's a negative.
It's not. We shouldn't do a whole overhaul or anything. I think having mechanical failsafes is a good idea, but we should still have AI.
I don't disagree with that. I at no point said to erase the AI. I was saying I don't trust it to stick around. It's not like, have you had lots of success getting this AI to do what we want it to do since we've gotten
Sometimes.
All right, we're here. Yeah, I wasn't accusing Growlcolm of anything. I was trying to let you talk a little bit about your hopes and dreams for, I guess, whatever Dune-like universe you're planning on creating.
As the good book says, the ease and apathy developed from computer technology softens the carapace, and I'm just trying to keep it nice and strong.
I'm sorry, what?
That makes perfect sense. You heard him. He wants to stay strong. It's the prison thing. Don't worry about it.
Carapace? You don't have a carapace. You're a mammal.
Hey, he can have whatever he wants to have.
First off, this is a wonderful space
not
future.
True.
This is a wonderful space future. I'm pretty sure if I want a carapace, I can get one. But
although technically we did see you from getting a carapace just a few episodes ago.
I don't know, son. There are things called metaphors where it's not necessarily exactly that. I don't necessarily believe that I have mandibles or a thorax or carapace, but I can make the analogous parts of connected to the analogous parts of my system, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
As having a soft carapace to these people, I'm assuming is the opposite of like having calloused hands. You know?
Oh, I guess. Sure.
Yeah, soft
I
hands.
don't know what you're talking about, but I believe you.
Yes, I just okay. We could, if you ever want to sit down and have a religious conversation sometime, I'll gladly walk you through the brand new religion I discovered 3 days ago that I'm loving.
I'm good. Thank you,
Okay.
though.
Yes.
So you're
Thank
standing
you.
outside the administrator's office having this discussion.
We're absolutely right now, by the way, Han Solo and Luke and them talking about the Force in A New Hope, where like
Yeah.
Luke finds out about the Force 3 days ago, and all of a sudden he's like giving Han crap
We
about
get
not
it.
knowing
You've
enough.
converted.
Yeah.
Son is 100% Han in this conversation.
Absolutely.
For the record, I was just
Solo.
trying to open up a conversation. They got a lot more. What do you mean than I expected? Yeah, no, you got a mandible now. I get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
What?
Just feel those good warm thorax feelings as we get this ship up and running. It'll feel great.
All right, I give the old shaven haircut on the door and wait to be called in.
Okay. The door opens, and inside is a very small, very messy office. Another one of those Tetsuations is in here, sitting behind the desk, shuffling papers with his sort of blobby arms.
Hey, my name's Stick. I'm captain of the White Elephant, and we're here to do you a favor.
He says, "Oh." He says, "Good. I'm in need of a favor."
Great. Let's pretend I don't know what it is, and you tell me.
He says, I've got some of my staff are missing, and I need someone to go look for them.
Oh,
They were
all
on a
right,
survey
well-
mission to a nearby planet.
Oh, interesting. Well, we do have one of the most renowned trackers in all of Thule. Thule? Yeah, that was it. And I actually say it that way. Thule? Yeah, that was it.
Excuse me?
Not you, him.
Yeah, you're talking about Thald, right?
Yeah, that's the place. I thought it was a secret. Anyways, we have one of the world's renowned trackers in all of Thald, and yeah, we'd love to go find your missing slug buddies. But our ships are kind of in the craps, so we need it back up before we could do it. So your engineer said we should work on some sort of arrangement.
If you're willing to go look for them, then I am certainly willing to waive any fees for your repairs.
Sure,
I look at my
let's do
team
that.
crew. I'm like, yeah, wait, we're in?
Yeah.
That's kind of a bread and butter at this point. We got people. We've stopped at a port. There's people to save. So
You know what? I want to do a version. I want to play. I definitely want to run a version of Bulldogs that's about like Amazon delivery people. But everything else is the same. Freaky, like slug-like people everywhere. Just a bunch. All short people are aggressive. Just, it's gonna be great. Yes.
He says, we can certainly arrange for your ship to be up to snuff. I wouldn't want any disadvantages while you were doing a job for me.
All right. Yep. We agree. We just give us all the details you have on your people, where they went missing, how long they've been missing, what the hell they were doing specifically when they went missing, and get to work on our ship. And we'll get to work on the plan to rescue a bunch of son of a always a hero. Threw my foot down.
Oh God.
So I'm picturing the tiny angry teddy bear just getting so mad.
So he hands you some information about where they were headed, which was an unsurveyed world named Sen Gamma, orbiting the stars called Sen Gamma, I should say. He says, we were doing mineral surveys, but I've lost contact with them as of 4 days ago. I should have something by now.
All right. Do you have any specific items that they may have worn or something that they touched often that might help?
With the tracking. Certainly.
Yes.
And he can give you a personal item from one of the missing crew.
Great. Son will give it to Growlcolm.
Yep, and Growlcolm will pocket it until
Okay.
the needed time. We should come up with some good flavor text for what this personal item is later. So,
well, it is a select person's personal item.
It says "World's Best Dad" on it. Like we gotta come up with
Galaxy's Best Dad.
it's a heart locket that says "I only have eye for you."
Nice.
That's phenomenal.
Hey there, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Dungeon Not Included. If you did, please tell a friend and leave us a 5-star review and encouraging comments on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. It really does help spread the word for new shows like ours. You can follow the latest from the Dungeon Not Included crew on Twitter at DNI Crew, and over at Facebook at Dungeon Not Included, or at our home on the Non-Productive Network at non-productive.com/DNI Crew, where you can find articles, character sheets, and Patreon exclusives, as well as our latest episodes. Thanks!
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.